With us now, John Rich, country music star, who says he's going to play the party for free to celebrate the kids. John, it's good to see you. I don't know, in a way, after a week and a half of hearing the chants about Intifada and everything else and covering what it means, it's nice to have a little hope.
Yeah, I think when you watch the news all the time, you can con yourself into believing that, man, every young person in America hates this country. And look at what they're doing on all these colleges. But that is not the truth at all. And when I saw the guys at UNC holding that flag up, making sure it did not hit the ground, it told me a lot about them. Number one, you're taught as a young man where I come from that the American flag is to never touch the ground under any circumstances. You put your body in front of it if you have to. Don't let it touch the ground. And number two, that they were willing to stand there and take that abuse and take people throwing stuff at them. They said, yeah, we're just not moving. This is the American flag. We're not moving. I was so inspired by that, to see young people willing to stand up. And like you said, enough is enough, that I reached out and I said, boys, I sure am proud of you. When you have that big rager you guys are talking about on GoFundMe, I'd like to show up and play you a free concert. And they hit back, and I think we're going to try to make that happen.
Well, it's going to be one heck of a party and a concert. You called it Flag Stick, I think, on Twitter. You said a couple of things there. Enough is enough. Why is it, and moral courage comes in different times and in different places. This isn't a battlefield, but we're in a battle of ideas. Why do you think it is that it took some fraternity guys at the University of North Carolina, of all people, to be the ones to stand up? It's not the administration. It's certainly not the faculty at these schools. And it's certainly not, at least a lot of people, I think, on both sides in terms of politics.
Well, that's because America is not the government, okay? We've been told that the government, the president, the people in power, that they are America. They get to dictate the terms, and we just have to live with it. But there's this little thing they forgot about, Leland. It's called We the People, which is in all caps. And when you rile up We the People for long enough, and we've had enough, then We the People stand up. When I saw those guys holding that flag up, it reminded me of the story of when the Star-Spangled Banner was written. Francis Scott Key was sitting out there on a boat, and the British ships were cannonballing Fort McHenry with everything they had in 1814. And the reason the flag never fell was not because it was bolted down to the ground. It was because the dead bodies of our American ancestors were piled up against it. And they kept pushing the bodies up against that flag to make sure it did not come down. And of course, we know we won that war. But that was the scene when the Star-Spangled Banner was written. So these young men tapped into that kind of a spirit in this country. And that's what we need everybody to tap back into. I hope that these guys inspire colleges and young patriots all across the country to do the exact same thing. We're going to call the show Flagstock, like Woodstock, but Flagstock. It's going to be an absolute blast, man. My phone has not stopped blowing up from artists telling me, hey, when that show happens, you better call, because I'm going to be there.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.